So we're going to look at how to quickly schedule a Microsoft Teams meeting. There are a number of ways to do this. Step one, we need to start Teams, and we can start Teams by double clicking on the icon on our desktop, or we can go to the search area and type Teams. Once we type Teams, we will get the Teams app coming up in the menu options. We can double click on the Teams app, or we can just select open. Alright, so once Teams loads and opens, you will need to then go to the calendar option on the left hand side, and it will show you your schedule. So here I already have a meeting scheduled, and this has passed, and I now want to schedule a new meeting. So to do that, I go to the new meeting link, and right beside the new meeting button there's a little arrow pointing down. We want to click on that arrow, and we're going to select schedule meeting. Now once we attempt to schedule a meeting, we get some options. Here it says add a title, just a title for the meeting. I'm going to select new meeting. Here we can add required attendees, so I'm going to add myself. I just type in my email, and once you're a part of the organization, then your name will pop up once the person starts to type your email address, and you can get to select the person. Next, very importantly, we're going to set the day and time for the meeting. So here I'm going to say, okay, the meeting is on the 15th, and the start time is 11 a.m. and the meeting also ends on the 15th, and the end time is 12 p.m. and here it calculates 1 hour. Next, if this meeting repeats every day or every week or every month, we can set it right here by just clicking on the down arrow, and we can say every day. That means Monday to Friday, or weekly, monthly, yearly, or we can have a custom option that we can set. Alright, however, this meeting does not repeat, so I'm going to select does not repeat. Next, we can type the details for the meeting. So if we need to send any special messages to the attendees, then we can type it right here. Alright, so now we have basically almost completed the scheduling. One very important thing to note is that we need to ensure that we set the time zone. Alright, the time zone that we use here in Jamaica is Bogota Lima, this one -5. Alright, so we can set that, and then we're going to require registration. That is none, so we're going to select none and leave it there. Now we are going to select send. Once we select send, then all the persons whose email addresses were typed here will receive a meeting invitation. Alright, now for persons whose email address was not typed here, and let's say for example they are outside of the organization, once we select send, then we need to edit the meeting and copy the meeting link to send to these persons. So we're just going to select send here, and then I show you how to do that. So once you type the email addresses here and you select send, you're finished. Alright, so I'm going to select send. All the persons whose email address was typed would now be eligible to attend the meeting. They would have received an email, they would have received a meeting link. Now let's say for example the persons or some persons are outside of the organization and you want to invite them to the meeting. You will need to send them a separate link in a separate email. To do that, you just simply click on the meeting and select edit. Once you select edit, you will get some options right here, and this one is the one you want to select, copy link. Once you select copy link, you can then go ahead and close the meeting. This link has been copied to the clipboard. Now you want to start an email. Open your email application, and compose an email to send to that person with the meeting link. So I've opened my email application. I am going to send that meeting link that I just copied by just clicking on the insert link option right here. Then I'm going to say link web address. I'm going to paste that because it has already been copied. I can right click and select paste, or I can use Ctrl plus V on the keyboard. Alright, text to display, we're going to change that and say Microsoft Teams meeting link. You can put anything up there that you want. I'm just using that for short. Then I'm going to select OK. Here is now the meeting link that the person can click on. You'll then enter the recipient's email address and then put a topic. So meeting for tomorrow. And then we can send that. So once we send that, the persons will receive the meeting link and they can enter the meeting. So that is basically how you can create a meeting or schedule a meeting in Microsoft Teams to send to both persons in your organization and persons outside of your organization. Alright, now there are a few things other things that we can do to modify the meeting, which are optional. I'm going to show you those. These are not mandatory. I'm going to show you these. We have completed the tutorial, but these are some things that you may want to look at also. So let's say, for example, you don't want persons to be able to turn on and turn off their microphone or their cameras inside of the meeting. You don't want everybody to be able to present. We can set this also using the Microsoft Teams. To do that, we simply click on the meeting again. We click on edit, and then we will click on these three dots right here to expand the option. So right here, I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to select meeting options. This will bring up your browser and it will take you to a separate page where you will set these options. Alright, so a browser will pop up. Mine is popping up, and it's going to give me some options that I can set. So right here on my screen, you will see some options whether or not persons will be able to bypass the lobby, if I want an audible notification when persons enter or leave the room, if I want persons to be able to turn on or turn off their microphone and camera. So here it is now. Who can bypass the lobby? People in my organization and guests. I can choose to allow everyone, just in case the persons who are attending the meeting are not technical and we don't want them to have any challenges. We can say everyone. Alright. Alright. Announce when callers join or leave. If we want to be able to hear an audible sound when persons join the meeting and when they leave, just a chime, we can say yes. If we don't need that, we can turn that off by clicking on the toggle button. Choose organizers. We can leave that at the default where it is. Who can present? Everyone. If we don't want everyone to be able to present, we can change that to only me and co-organizers. That means I'm the only person who will be able to share my screen. Alright. Allow mic for attendees. Do we want persons to be able to turn on and turn off their microphone? If this is a meeting that I'll just be delivering something, I'm just going to turn that off. Allow camera for attendees. Do we want persons to be able to turn on and turn off their cameras? I leave this at the default. However, if you don't want persons to be able to use their cameras, you can turn this off. Allow meeting chat. We will want that to be enabled just in case there are any technical difficulties. Persons can talk to us via the chat and we can rectify those. Allow reactions. We can say yes. If we want to have a Q&A, we can say yes. And attendance report, we always want that because we want to be able to download the attendance report later on. Alright. So we are going to save this, and these options will take effect on the meeting that we just set. So I'm going to close this now and go back to my meeting and select close again. And basically that's it. It is also important to note that once you schedule a meeting, you can start it before its scheduled time. So even though this meeting is scheduled for Thursday, I can opt to start this meeting, and I can call the persons to tell them that okay, this meeting is scheduled for tomorrow at 11. However, we're gonna meet today at 11, and then I can just go there, start the meeting, and select join, and everybody can click on their link and they'll be able to enter the meeting. All right, so thank you for watching. Do enjoy.